What is up, YouTube? My name is Alex Benega. Today I'm going to be going over how to create these awesome graphs that you sometimes see on Dribble. You'll see them on a lot of landing page templates or websites, and they're becoming more and more popular as I'm seeing the design industry grow. So we're gonna go straight into this. This is a design tutorial, guys. So if you guys are looking for how to do a specific thing, we're gonna be using the pen tool, gradients, shadows, all that fun stuff. I'll try to make it as quick as possible, but we're gonna be going over how to make those really beautiful, abstract, clean charts, graphs, all that stuff you see on like the popular page of Dribble. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. And then if you guys stick around to the end, if you guys actually don't have to stick around to the end, if you guys don't want to watch this video, that's fine as well. But below, I will actually share with the graphs the sketch file. So you guys can just steal those graphs and apply them to your own designs, just copy styles, whatever you guys want to do. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into this. My screen is being shared. I have an empty canvas right here, and behind this, I have Dribble up. So I have just, all I did was type in graph. You'll see all these different posts of these amazing looking graphs, stats, charts. They're a big part of the UI design game, guys. Like, if a lot of design is product, a lot of product has to do with measurements and visually being able to see what's going on with your users, with your product and whatnot. So the charts are very much so a big part of the design community. So this is one by someone on the Paper Pillar team. Very clean charts. If you actually click in to the design, this is really cool. So I'm just going to copy image. I'll bring this into my sketch, and we'll do a version of this. We'll go back to Dribble. I'm just going to get a couple different versions so you can see how these designers are doing each version. This one's a little bit different, right? This is by, I don't know how to pronounce these designers who live overseas names. Sorry, guys. Hopefully, if people want to check you out, they can research you right by just reading your name. But that's a clean looking chart. And then for the final one, let's see if we have anything else that's stylistically different. I like these. I like these charts right here. They have these like stats. There's a little bit of a gradient that descends, and then they have that circle that indicates what's going on. So let's do this one first, guys. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard to make sure that I can zoom in and out, make this thing bigger. I can use command and I can move the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. And I'm just going to go to insert. I'm going to go to vector. And I'm literally just going to zoom in, right? Command, mouse, zoom. And I'm just going to start clicking away little by little. I'm not going to do this whole chart, guys, because we'd be here for a long time. And I like keeping my videos under 10 minutes if possible. So let's go to right about, let's say, we don't have to copy this, exact. So I'm going a little quicker. But this is good. So let's end it right there. What I do is that, once you get to here, how do you get rid of this pen or this pen from it's clipped. The vector line is clipped to the pen tool at this point. How do you get rid of it? You hold option and you click your last, not option, what is it? Command. You hold command and you click the last point you just did. So just to give you guys, this again, right? I can't, anywhere I click, it's going to follow. I do not want that. I want it to end right where my last dot is. I hold command on the keyboard, click the last point, and voila, it's there. So now I have my shape, guys. I'm actually going to move this out of the way now, and I am going to grab this line graph that we have. So then what I'm gonna do is I'll zoom out so I can see this design a little bit. I'll increase the thickness by about, I'd say about 7. I'll grab this color tool, grab the color picker tool, come over here, grab the lightest point of blue. If I grab this blue, it's gonna be too light, guys. So I like to grab like the darkest, most prominent blue. It could be red, whatever you want to take that color from. Grab the darkest point of that. So now I have this shape, right, guys? Next, what we'll do is we'll do this little dot right here that usually indicates where the cursor is, where the user's hovering over to find that information, that numeric information. I'm gonna hit the the quick ellipse tool, which is just O on the keyboard. I'm gonna hold shift so I can make a perfect circle, right? If I don't hold shift, I can make these weird looking ovals. We do not want that. I'm gonna hit Command Z, O again for the ellipse tool, and shift. I'll make it just about 40 pixels. I'll zoom out to see how that looks. That looks good. And now what we'll do is we'll put him right about, I don't know, that looks cool, right? Like you're hovering. Oh, okay, now this is, this is a big peak, littler peak. It's coming down. Let's just say the user goes there. So now what's cool is it has the same fill. So what we're gonna do is, instead of this being centered, this border, if we make it centered, it's gonna get bigger. The circle will get bigger. We don't want it to get bigger. We wanted it to stay within that 40 by 40 pixel width and height. So what I do is I go inside. And what I do is, this is 40, so what I can do here is I can make this, whatever I want. So let's say I want to make this just about, I'll say 30 pixels, and then I'll make that fill white. And I think I messed it up. Let's try to get this in again. There we go. And then I'll get it right to where the whole border fills in my circle, and I will make this border the same as my blue, right? And then what I can do is, this is a fatter circle than I want, so I'm gonna reduce the size. I'll just make it like 30, 30. And then I can increase my thickness again. There we go. So now I can bring this to front, and what you'll notice, guys, is this kind of pops, right? I like to do this. You can either do two things here. You can add another border, and you can make that border white, and you can put this outside so it's outside of the border, and you can increase that so it looks something like that. You guys have all seen that. Or you can add a shadow, a subtle shadow. I like to just eye mine out, but 15, and then maybe 10, and then instead of having this black color, what I like to do with my shadows, and this took me years and years to discover, why not have a dark blue so that the colors are more consistent, right? And just reduce that just a bit, and there we go. And then the fun part, how do we get this cool little thing, this subtle gradient that makes all the difference as far as appearance, that goes from light blue to white? Well, duplicate it. So I'm gonna hold Option Shift, I'm gonna drag up, I'm gonna get the same shape basically, and then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double click to get back into points. I'm gonna drag this down, right, with Shift, so this is making straight lines. I'll click, I'll come over here, I'll click, I'll come over here, and I'll click. If I want to get these exact, right, because if we just try to measure this, you can see that these pixels right here are not lined up properly with these. What you can do is you can hold this pixel, I mean not pixel but point, and then use the align tool, hit right align, and voila, that's perfectly straight, right? And then for the fun part, you're going to remove the border. We're going to go to fills. I'm going to go to gradient, top to bottom. This light gray, I'm going to make my blue. And then this gray down here, I'm going to make white. I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to, match it up perfectly so it fits like almost like a puzzle piece. And then I'm just going to reduce the opacity to about, I don't know, let's say 10. And voila. Does that not look the same as this one? It does, okay? And that's how you do that. So we'll do a couple more, guys. So I'm going to delete this. Thank you to the designer who did that. That was amazing. For this, same thing. This is a little bit funner, right? You're gonna create points here, right? I'm just creating points, nothing crazy, guys. Do not overcomplicate design. I'm gonna grab the middle points. I do not need to touch the end point. This is a straight point, these end points. There's no curves, but there are curves on these points. So I'm just gonna grab this, I'm gonna hold shift so I can select all of these points at once. And then all I'm gonna do is this corner, I'm gonna increase the corner border radius so it curves them. They're not straight and jagged like the one we just did, they're curved. Then the same thing for here. What I can do is I can come over here, I can make this about, I don't know, let's say four pixels thick. I can grab this color. They have this nice little, it almost looks like a direct shadow, right? There's no blur, it's just a direct shadow. I don't need to copy that color. I can actually just make it black and bring it down to like 5, right? And something similar. And then right here, they do have that same effect, guys, where it's going from top to bottom. So we'll do that same thing, just duplicating it by holding Option and Shift on my Mac keyboard. When you double click, it'll automatically grab the point that you last did. So it automatically grabbed that. I'm gonna hold shift to get this straight line. Come over here. Whoops! I don't want to connect to this one. I want to connect to this one. So what I'll do is I'll connect, and then I'll use the same align methodology that we used up top. Now on this one, align bottom. That's not what we wanted. Sometimes Sketch is a little weird about that. I have no idea why they do that. It keeps doing it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna eye it. If you think about it, you know, we don't actually need these to be 100% straight because you can't even see it at the bottom. So you'll understand what I'm saying, but I'm just going to remove the border, come over here to fill, use this gradient. I'll grab this color, right? Make this white. But you know, this doesn't have to be 100% perfectly straight because we are going to make it white anyway. You're not going to be able to see it. Shit, did Sketch just die? Sketch just died. Okay, this is how raw and real my videos are, guys. That sucks. It happens. But Sketch, you know what I do love about Sketch is they save your designs. So it's not like I'm gonna have to start all over. This little Sketch quit unexpectedly thing comes up. I hit ignore. Whatever. Oh wow. And it wants to show my YouTube thumbnails first. And then a design project. And here we are again. So let's see if it kicks us out now. I'm not going to edit that out. Sketch, you need to fix that, okay? So let's do this quickly, guys, because now we're heading over the video minute length. So I'm just going to increase this, right? We're going to do this quickly. Voila, bring this down right here. And then same thing for here. Just going to click, bring this up, right? And then for fills, gradient, top, gradient, white, bring this below this guy, and then you can reduce the opacity. And I'm going to scoot this guy up just so he's a little bit more consistent to this design. And that looks very consistent, right, guys? There's not, you know, these graphs that are very beautiful, they're all about small attention to detail. Those curves are exactly the same. That second shadow where that line almost feels 3D is really good as well. And I can actually, I don't know why it made it a color for some reason when we just made it black and reduced the opacity, whatever. But you know, you can increase it or decrease it to make it feel a little bit more 3D. So that's awesome. So I'm going to remove that. Thank you to that designer as well. And now for this one. So these graphs are very popular. I honestly think designers sit down on Dribble and say, what can I make this weekend that's going to go #1? And they copy these graphs. So these are very popular graphs. Very easy to duplicate though, guys. So you hit, you know, I'm doing the same process I did earlier. And I'm doing this very quickly. Just clicking, we're going to stop there, right there. Here's what you do, guys. These are curved lines, right? These are not jagged like the first graph we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to grab each point. I don't need to grab the edges, right? We're going to find out how to make them round like this point right here after. But let's just focus on getting these aligned with that design. So I'm grabbing each point, just holding the shift to grab each one. I'm going to zoom out, and then I'm going to bring these corners in. That feels about right. If I want a little bit more, guys, I know it stops at 100. This little whatever it is, it's kind of holding you to not going over 100. You can actually type in whatever you want. So you know, if you want a more drastic curve, you can type in 150. You just can't use this that tool to get to 150. So there's the curve. I am going to go to borders, and before we do the color, I'll increase it to the same way. 10 is good, right? And then I'll use a gradient here, guys. Here's what I'm doing. I'm using a gradient. I'm going to grab this color. I did a gradient video a few weeks ago on why you should have multiple gradients. So that's what this designer is doing. Kudos to that designer, right? They're not just going from this color to this color. They've introduced a middle color to make it so that the blend from left to right is a little bit more clean and smooth. So now this looks very similar to that one. Now the only thing that's not consistent, we have rough edges, they have curved edges. The way you do this, we go to borders, we hit this little settings icon. Ends, we're gonna make rounded, and voila, that's it. Very simple. And then if you guys can notice, there's a little bit of a like this blue glow going on, here's what they did, guys. And don't, you know, designers might be upset that I'm giving you guys this secret, but it is what it is. Someone, you're gonna learn it from someone. All they're doing, guys, they're duplicating the shape, right, just like we did to get that effect, and they are blurring it, Gaussian blur. They're blurring it to about 10 pixels, right? And then they're probably bringing down the opacity to 10. Very subtle. You probably can't see it because this is on a gray background, but if I bring this down and make it white, still maybe can't see it, but if I, you know, start bringing up the opacity, there you go, you guys can see it. And you can even increase that if you want, and voila. So that's my YouTube tutorial on how to make these really awesome graphs that you know, are kind of going crazy in the design community right now, guys. I'm going to give you guys access to the sketch files, so if you guys check in the description below, they'll be down there. You guys can have them, do whatever you want with them. I don't know, find a client that'll pay you $5,000 for like these special graphs and just use them, right? Make a quick buck fast. But that's it for today, guys. So any questions, emails below. Otherwise, until next time, YouTube, I am out.